Chris, how do you create trust in the workplace?
Well, the first function of a high-performance team, Rich, is competency, right? So what we encourage people to do in the Synergy Team Power program is to be more competent at their personal job, to bring their best attitude to work. Because if I'm reliant on you to do your job well so that I can do my job well, it stands to reason that if you don't do your job well, trust will break down. And then from there on, we need to be accountable and responsible for everything that we do. No excuses, right? If we do something wrong, we just admit that mistake and we move on. Those are a couple of the things that create trust. Competency and accountability and responsibility for your job.
Now, the second habit is right mental attitude.
Yes.
I've heard that attitude is defined as altitude.
Yes.
So, but we've just come through some pretty tough economic times with layoffs and economic furloughs and that sort of thing. How do we improve the attitudes?
Well, it's a tough one because, of course, the loyalty factor for employees is not good right at the moment. We know that 70% of our employees are unengaged. And they're unengaged because of the poor leadership and because of this recession, because of layoffs and so on and so forth. So getting good attitude into the workplace is one of our primary concerns and should be one of our primary goals. And how you do that is create an environment that is enriched with the possibility of empowerment and allowing people to take responsibility for their jobs, allowing them to be creative, but also that environment that welcomes individuals in, right? That is not too top-down. You know, people don't succeed in dictatorial companies. Mostly they're waiting to get a job where there's no dictator, where they're able to share their talents and their abilities. So attitude is enhanced by the environment.
Now, Chris, the third habit is make it fun. Doesn't this fly in the face of serious business practice?
Well, I like to think that fun is serious business, because if you've had a look at any of the research done by some of the Ivy League universities, you will see that fun is an important contributor to greater productivity and performance. Again, using sports as an analogy, we see that when people are having fun and they're playing tennis, they generally play better. Right? And that when we're having fun at work, like those guys in Seattle, Washington, at Pike's Fish Market, where they bring play and fun into the workplace, that the customers enjoy it. We see it with entertainers when they're up on stage and they're having fun, the audience is having fun. So why shouldn't we create a workplace of fun so that our customers are excited about that? I mean, every customer wants to deal with an enthusiastic company, so let's make it fun.
Now, the fourth habit is be a first giver. Isn't business about winning at all costs, about getting a leg up, about beating the competition?
It is about beating the competition outside of the company, but not inside of the company, right? Inside of the company, we need to be united. We need to be able to encourage one another. So we give by encouraging. We give by motivating. We give by greeting first. We give by taking the initiative, right? By being the first person to say, how can I help you, right? Mm-hmm. And that encourages the law of reciprocity. You see, a human interaction process that we all overlook is that if I greet you, what is the first thing that you do back to me?
Greet you back.
Right. If I buy you lunch, what do you want to do next week?
I'll buy you lunch.
Yeah, so there's the law of reciprocity. So if we bring that into the workplace, we create this multiplicity of energy working together and creating the next habit, which is be a synergist.
Be a synergist.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard that term before, but I've got to admit, I don't think I really understand it.
Yeah, not a lot of people understand what synergy means. You know, they think it just means cooperation or collaboration. Some people refer to it as financial synergies. But in terms of synergy team power, we're looking for the multiplicity effect of two people working together, creating something greater than the sum of the parts. It's like a duo or a quartet playing together. When you make bread, you include certain ingredients, and the combination of those ingredients creates a loaf of bread, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're looking for in the workplace. How can we create continuous improvement? How can we multiply our successes? How can we look for things to improve? Because sometimes we get into the whole idea that good is good enough. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what they say, right? But I'd like to think of it this way. If it ain't broke, you should break it, because there's a better way of doing it, and that's the way to stay ahead of the competition. The way that you have competitive advantages through synergy internally, taking care of the customers, taking care of the creativity.